The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. These guys can't go about like 3 seconds without saying a swear, so, listener discretion is advised.
It's a pretty bitchin' statue.
That's pretty dope.
Put the NFC chip in it, use it as an amiibo.
How much bigger is this thing than an amiibo, though?
That is about 5 soda cans tall.
Okay, that's a measurement I can get behind. I know how tall that is.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome to the first Ink and Paint Club podcast of 2020. There's new sights, new sounds, but your same old shitty host. My name is JD, and my better half over there is Kyle.
Yeah, if you want to say that.
And making up the other better 3 halves is Matt.
You know what they say about hindsight? It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, so all the graphics have changed around here. There's new music, but we're still the same. And now the heater is blowing on me, so I don't know if that's going to pick up on the mic. But we are continuing our yearly tradition of taking a look at the animated films from the major studios coming out in the upcoming year. So just like we had before, we're going to go down the list, kind of give our base impressions of it. Some of these have trailers, some of them don't. Some of them have barely any information at all. But by damn, we're going to try to milk as much out of it as we can.
Yeah, there could have been like a lot more stuff we could have covered on this show, but God, we really didn't want to. I mean, There's already enough. I think there's enough on here to talk about.
Yeah, Matt's like, why didn't you put the new Digimon movie coming out? And I'm like,
I only did that for your sake. You're the Digimon nerd in here.
I am. I've got a Digimon tattoo and everything. But yeah, so we're just mainly sticking to like the big main people, Pixar, Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, and so on and so forth. So let's just dive on in here. We're gonna start with a movie that does not have a trailer nor an actual release date, just has a general 2020 release. And that is a movie called Wish Dragon that Sony's putting out. All I know about this movie is it's supposed to be like instead of a kid getting a genie, he gets a wish dragon because it's based in China and it's got Jackie Chan in it. That's about all the info we got.
Yeah, it's got Jackie Chan, who's going to be voicing the character in English and Chinese, in the Chinese version of it, I guess.
I like that he does that.
I saw that Bobby Lee's in there, and that's always a good thing to see him getting work.
Who's Bobby Lee again?
He was on Mad TV. He did like a hot dog.
Right.
A bunch of other notable Asian actors in there doing voice roles, which is pretty neat to see.
John Cho is in there. New Sulu is in there.
Oh yeah, John Cho is on there. I totally missed him.
Yeah. So I guess Sony's track record has kind of been hit and miss. But I guess we kind of need to see a trailer to really make a fair assessment of this movie. But
I found the most notable thing about it that was pretty weird is like it's one of those things where you see a movie like when a movie gets released and then there's like other similar movies that get released right around the same time. There's this movie Wish Dragon, and then Disney's got their own thing that's supposed to be coming out this year too, called Raya and the Last Dragon.
Is that coming out this year?
They're saying it's supposed to be out in November, but like we don't have anything more to go off of that one either, except for like a piece of concept art and like 2 people that they cast. Like I know Awkwafina's in that one, but yeah, that was just really the only notable thing I could think of was that we got like 2 animated dragon movies that are supposed to be coming out this year. I don't know about the premise if they're similar or anything, but
I don't know, man. I feel like there's been a lot of parallel thinking the last couple of years. Like we got Missing Link and Abominable
or whatever.
Yeah, we've gotten like 3 Bigfoot movies within like last year and a half.
So
weird how that
This one's coming out in 2022. So
What is?
the Disney Dragon one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Crazy.
On the wiki, it said November 2020, but I mean that could easily change too.
It says they pushed it back because of Frozen.
Okay.
They're like, we're gonna put our money on Frozen. You know, the sure thing.
I mean, hey, that's a smart move, I guess. Well, I guess not sure enough because it did just lose to Missing Link at the Golden Globes last night. I did want to make sure to shout that out. You know, props to Laika. They beat out 3 Disney movies.
I was very surprised. I didn't watch the Golden Globes, but my sister-in-law, who does watch all the award shows religiously, texted us and told us that, and I'm like, really? I didn't watch Missing Link, so like I don't know, like if it's up to Laika's usual standard.
I would say that it's. I mean, you know, it's.
I saw it.
We talked a little bit about it on the anniversary thing when we brought up Paranorman. Missing Link I thought it was still great. It's still tied with Box Jewels, I think, for like their weakest offering. But I mean, that by no means, that doesn't mean that it wasn't a good movie. I thought it was totally enjoyable.
I did not care for it at all.
Huh.
And
all right then. Well, good job, Laika. You finally beat Disney.
I mean, they're totally going to get shafted at the Oscars, but
yeah, because Academy voters are old people,
schmucks. Yeah,
who famously have admitted that they don't watch the animated films and just vote for whatever their kids and grandkids tell them to vote for, which is usually Disney.
Yeah. So here, you know what? We're talking about upcoming movies this year. Let's predict to see which one of these Disney movies takes the Oscar for in 2021. Is it going to be either Soul or Onward?
Probably Soul.
Probably Soul, because Disney wants to seem woke. Diversity, yeah. I don't know. Soul could be good, but we'll talk about that more in a bit.
Yeah, in a little bit.
Let's move on to a movie that we talked about last year that we have to talk about again for reasons. So do you guys all remember when we talked about that Sonic the Hedgehog movie that was supposed to come out 3 months ago?
I remember. We talked about it on the OKKO Sonic crossover.
No, we did one of these episodes where we looked ahead into 2019 and we talked about the Sonic movie.
Right. Okay. I totally forgot.
Which I don't think the trailer had come out, and I'm pretty sure we're like, it could be good. We gotta really like see Sonic. And then the trailer came out, and they're like that weird humanoid Sonic came out, and I'm like,
Rat Baby.
Oh no. And then everyone on the internet bullied Paramount into like, hey, fix this. And then they did, but they had to push it back to like February. So now it's a 2020 movie. So we get to talk about it again. But I guess in the context of like, it looks better.
It does.
I won't give it that much.
Well, also the second trailer they put out with the redone visuals was also just a better trailer. It had a better offering of like, yeah.
What'd you say, Kyle?
Said it had a better soundtrack than the other one.
It did.
Yeah. But also just like the jokes were, better that the showcased.
Oh,
in
yeah.
It just, trailers are always hard to judge shit on. Like I'll definitely bring it up when we're talking about the Pixar stuff later. But yeah, that's the second trailer is leaps and bounds better than the first one, even if you're discounting like the updated visuals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, even with the shitty old Sonic we had, I was still looking forward to it because that's like, come on, man. I loved Sonic growing up. He finally gets his own movie. I was going to see it regardless. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think even if all the writing in the movie is just going to be like, juvenile jokes and shit, at least Sonic looks fun, and I'm sure it'll be an enjoyable time.
I mean, I'm going to go see it just because I know, even though I know it's probably not going to be the greatest thing I've ever seen, like I know it's going to probably be okay to terrible. But I don't know, it looks doofy, but I do like the new Sonic design. He's a lot more expressive, a lot more cartoony. And I could appreciate the effort that went into going to fix it. I think it's funny that there's some movie theaters out there still showing the old trailer, and I'm sure that's confusing to some people, but
if you don't have the internet, but
Well, I'm just thinking of like the general moviegoers, and it's gonna be like parents and kids are gonna be like, "Mommy, I want to see the Sonic movie," and the parents are gonna be like, "Oh God, it looks so bad." Of course, I'm sure if I were 10 years old and I told my dad that I want to go see the Sonic movie, I'm pretty sure he'd have that reaction no matter what it looked like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sonic looks better. I'll go see it. We'll review it probably. I think I wrote it down.
No, we're absolutely going to review it.
Yeah. The thing is, it comes out on Valentine's Day. Pretty sure I can't convince my wife to go see that as a Valentine's Day. Might have to wait till like Sunday night, but
what are you talking about? It's a romantic movie. It's about the love between a man and a hedgehog.
Oh yeah, because I want to see Cyclops and Sonic have a budding bromance.
The thing that I don't like is that they keep calling him an alien, yet he's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that is kind of strange. Like,
well,
I'm fine with them saying, "Oh, I'm from another world," because yes, he is technically. But the fact, and I guess technically that makes him an alien because he's not from Earth, but it just sounds stupid.
Yeah,
if it's from another dimension, that's fine. But
just say he's from another dimension, which he is.
I'm wondering if maybe that's a thing for the trailers. I wonder if that'll actually end up in the movie. That'd be a little strange.
I guess
with the whole Ninja Turtles thing, they wanted to make the Ninja Turtles aliens.
They sure did.
Did they though?
No,
they didn't, but they wanted to in the first draft.
Because Michael Bay is a crazy person.
I want to see Michael Bay's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh God. Do you see what he did with 2 Ninja Turtle movies?
I saw the first one and I had a fun time with that one. I never saw the second one.
The second one's better.
Really? Oh wow! I heard
the second movie, at least I felt the second one was better because it leaned more into the goofiness. Like
sure.
it's definitely more of a cartoon than the first movie is, but the first movie tried to take itself way too seriously.
The second one was better just for the fact that it had
Bebop and Rocksteady in it.
Yeah, and WWE superstar Sheamus played one of them, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think so. And Krang showed up. He was voiced by Brad Garrett.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was very strange.
Shit, I got around to seeing this.
It was very weird to hear Lobo's voice coming out of Krang. So yeah.
Anyway, that's Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. We'll talk about it next month. You'll get our more solid thoughts on that. Moving on to a studio of better quality.
Don't you mean moving onward?
Matt, I'm starting to have some second thoughts about letting you on here on a weekly basis.
Listen, man, you can't not make that joke. Okay, you just can't.
I can't contain you.
No, you can't. I'm growing too powerful. With each episode, I grow more powerful.
Oh, God. Yes, we were talking about Pixar's Onward, which... Can we please tell Disney and Pixar to stop naming their movies with one-word titles that are easily forgettable?
What would you call it?
I don't know, like Magic Road Trip or something better than Onward. Like, if you just told me this movie is called Onward, that doesn't tell me anything about it.
I'd be more likely to see a movie called Magic Road Trip, yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the head of marketing. But I think I don't know, I don't know, it's like Tangled and Frozen and Moana, and it's like they just have like these just very, I mean, outside of Moana because that's a character name, and they have a history of doing the character name movies. They had Snow White, that's Cinderella, they had... Right, but the last couple of years they've done these like one or two word titles that just feel very generic. Whereas, like, when I watched the trailer, and it's like, well, you built an interesting world here, I'll give you that much, but, like, I don't know, man, I'm just not down with this title. Also, it kind of looks like it has the Frozen font a little bit. Oh, on the... yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, so Onward is Pixar's next movie. It comes out in March. It's got Tom Holland voicing a troll man that looks like Tom Holland.
Just like Spies in Disguise.
Yeah, it's just his Spies in Disguise character, but blue. I do love the memes about that going around. But it's got these two brothers, and they get a wizard staff from their dead dad, and be like, "Hey, you can use this spell to bring Dad back for one day." Except they mess it up and only bring back his bottom half. So he's the dad from Cow and Chicken, I guess.
I never thought about it. I didn't think about it that way. I guess you're right.
Yeah, and so they have like 24 hours to go find a wizard or something and fix it so they can bring their dad back. And shenanigans ensue.
They don't explain that they have 24 hours to fix him, but that's as long as they get to meet him.
Yeah, because once you start the spell, you get 24 hours with your dad. So I assume that means they have, from starting at that point, they have 24 hours to fix this shit.
Yeah, I kind of figured that too. Yeah, I think I mentioned this when we were talking a little about I can't remember if we were talking about it on the Coco podcast or on the top ones of the decade when Coco got brought up, but the Pixar movies lately, they're always, it's really weird. Like they don't grab me initially with like the first trailer, and then like by the time the second one comes out, and then like when the movie actually comes out, I've like come way around on. Yeah. So like I don't know what it is. It's just the first trailers never leave like that, like a totally good impression on it. It's just sort of like a lukewarm reaction to them. But yeah, that one has a second trailer out, and with all the stuff that we've seen so far in it, it's I'm definitely looking forward to it a lot more now. It's I do dig that sort of modern fairy tale thing. You don't really see that too often, at least not like in theatrically released stuff that I've seen. It's kind of reminds me a lot of kind of like Brutal Legend, but if you saw if there were parts of that universe that weren't totally just all metal, like
right.
But even then,
it's basically like what if the fantasy world of medieval yore just evolved into the modern era with smartphones and shit.
Yeah.
And unicorns became raccoons. I mean, I think the world looks really interesting, and like I'm kind of down with that. And I even think like the whole road trip thing with the brothers, is kind of interesting. I'm just like, I need to actually see it. Because like you were saying, like sometimes Pixar has a bad habit of like not really selling their movies well in their in the trailers, but the actual movie itself ends up being a lot better.
And of course, they can get away with it because they're Pixar, and people will see those movies.
Yeah, it says Pixar by the people who made all of your other favorite movies. That they put at the at the beginning of every trailer, as if we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
We made Toy Story 4. Yeah, we know you. And I wasn't Onward on Toy Story 4. Like, wasn't the trailer for it on there?
I think it sounds right.
Yeah, if it was, it would be kind of funny because it's like, for the people who made Toy Story 4, the movie you're literally about to watch.
Well,
I don't know.
The thing is, whenever Pixar does a double release, usually one movie's good and one movie's bad. And they're doing a double release this year.
Well, wait, are they doing...
First year was Inside Out and Good Dinosaur. Guess which one was not good?
I liked The Good Dinosaur. I get why people didn't, but...
Yeah, well...
Cars 3 and Coco. Which one was the good one out of that one?
What was the first one?
Cars 3.
Oh God, I forgot about that. I heard Cars 3 was better. Like, obviously I watched Coco, but like Cars 3 was better than the one before it. But I still haven't watched it, but I don't know. Like Toy Story 4 was fine. It wasn't like the best Toy Story movie. I mean, it was very pretty and it was fine. So who knows? Onward could be one of Pixar's best in years. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait till March to see it.
Cool.
Yeah. Moving on to a movie that I'll be perfectly honest. We will probably end up reviewing, but I have literally zero interest in watching because I did not care for the first movie. Trolls World Tour. So my wife really liked the first Trolls. Like when we're in the car, she has like Radio Disney or whatever in her Pandora, and like songs from the first Trolls movie will occasionally pop in. And she knows all the words to those songs. And she's like, "We need to go see the second one." I'm like, "Do we have to?" I don't know. I thought the first Trolls movie was just a very average movie. The story I got out of like our ticket situation was more interesting than the movie to me. Which it's a long story. But Matt,
we'll talk about it on the Trolls podcast.
Yeah. But Matt, you said you actually are looking forward to this.
Yeah, no, I am, because I initially didn't have any interest in watching the first Trolls either, and then I was on a plane heading to, I think it was one of my trips I took to Germany, maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago. And I saw Trolls as just like one of the in-flight movies on there. I just thought like, why not? I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I know I was pleasantly surprised. It was a very, visually, it was very fun visuals. The soundtrack was pretty well selected. I mean, they had like they had a track on there that was a mashup of "Move Your Feet" by Junior Senior and "DANCE" by Justice. So I was like, oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah, the Junior Senior thing was kind of a surprise to pop in there.
It's pretty rad. Yeah, no, I did like the movie. I haven't seen it since that plane ride, but I imagine I'll watch it again before the sequel comes out. I remember enjoying it. Well, the other thing too is that I'm mostly looking forward to the sequel too, because it's expanding on the original. Like it's exploring parts of this world that you hadn't seen in the first one, mostly in the way of like the Trolls world that you saw in the first movie is all like surrounded around pop music. And then in this movie, you're exploring all these other other realms that Trolls also inhabit, but all centered around different music genres. So you got like a techno world, you got a rock and roll world, you got a country world, like that sort of thing. And I'm like, I love music, so, and I like all different genres of music, so I'm interested to see how they kind of handle all that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an interesting direction to take it.
See, here's my thing. With this with the first movie, it's very visually pleasing. It's incredible how everything looks plush and whatever. It's great. But I also feel like using a bunch of music, like already established music, especially in the second movie, I feel like that cheapens the music in a sense. If that
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's the same when you use music for commercials or whatever, because no longer is that just a really funny song. This is the song that advertises for antidepressants or something.
Right.
I don't like that they use already established music, because I watched the trailer multiple times of different ones, and they kept playing the guitar riff for Crazy Train. And just hearing that over and over, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool, I guess.
But I feel like in any movie trailer, it's like you need to establish something as like hard rock. You just play the opening riff to Crazy Train.
Well, the other thing I'm hoping about, like you bring forth a good point, like, and I'm wondering if they're just sort of relying on these ones heavily for the trailers, because in the movies they don't actually get that much play. Like there'll probably be a lot more of a variety.
The thing with movies like this is they do shit like that to sell CDs, sell the soundtracks and stuff like that. So I can definitely see them playing those songs in there.
Because why? I mean, you want to hear Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake covering a bunch of songs,
Yeah,
I mean, that's half the appeal right there.
That's one thing that I don't like. Plus, I really do not like the character designs for this movie, like, at all.
None of them?
No, I find them very ugly, and I find them very obnoxious.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I do like the rock and roll trolls, just because, like, on that same note about the Onward thing, that whole rock and roll troll world kind of reminds me of like Brutal Legend, which is pretty neat. But
but see, that's one of those things where it's like, all right, that's a cool aesthetic, but now you see two different studios using it. It's going to become overused within a year or something when all the studios start doing dumb shit like that.
yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's just, yeah, every studio like hits like a certain fad, and then that's like the thing for the year, and then like they don't do it again later. So it's just gonna.
We just had what is it? Fuck, Abominable came out, and then
And then Missing Link.
well, no, we had Abominable come out, and then we're having a lot of Asian centric movies coming out. That seems like it's going to be the new fad this year as well.
Well,
Sure.
Kyle, Hollywood needs to cater to the Chinese market.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying certain things like that.
Not that I think that representation is a bad thing, which I think it's very good that we're getting all kinds of different, cultures being represented in mainstream media. But I do kind of get what you mean.
That's great and all, but when you have like 6 movies with Asian aesthetics and stuff, it makes it not really that special in a sense. It kind of waters it down. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, but and then like the studios aren't going to be like, oh well, here we'll release ours this year, and then you could put yours next year. That way we can space it all out so that But of course they're not going to do that. They're all going to try to get in
they'll
first.
cannibalize each other.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You have that aesthetic. It's probably going to get watered down within a year or so, and it's probably not going to be as cool as it was.
They'll just move on to the next thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Trolls is. Let's talk about a movie that I am actually kind of excited to see. They're making an animated Scooby-Doo movie. And it actually looks, semi-decent. Scooby-Doo actually looks good.
It looks semi-decent. The casting on it's a little.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say bad. You probably got to get accustomed to it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about,
Zac Efron.
Sorry. Celebrity casting for all the main characters when they've had, established voice actors for years. But then I remember this is a big budget Hollywood movie, so of course they replaced him with celebrities.
Well, they still got Frank Welker as Scooby, yeah?
That's true. What really has me more interested in this is kind of like the broader scope of it, where this kind of is, at least from the cast listing they put out, is going to be dragging from all kinds of Hanna-Barbera properties, because like Captain Caveman's supposed to show up, Dynamite and Blue Falcon have already been like referenced in the trailer, Dick Dastardly is supposed to be in it, so it just makes me wonder if like is
Mr. Peebles thing is there, his pet shop.
Yeah. So it's like, is this gonna be the start of like an animated Hanna-Barbera universe thing? I
kind of hope not. I hope they don't try to do like an expanded Hanna-Barbera universe. I hope they don't even attempt to do that. That's not going to go well.
So I have the Wikipedia page up here, and literally at the end of the first paragraph on this article, it says, is intended to be the first film in a proposed setup for a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe.
Well, hey, you know what? That new Mummy that came out was supposed to be the start of the Dark universe,
true.
And that ended really quickly. So
how'd that go for you, Tom Cruise?
Yeah, joy.
Poor Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean, Scoop looks like it's going to be fine. As far as like being this like linchpin for like a larger Hanna-Barbera thing, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people that doesn't really give like a whole lot of shits about older Hanna-Barbera stuff. That's that wasn't my era. Like, of course, I grew up watching like reruns of that stuff when I was a kid, but even then, I wasn't like that huge a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Hanna-Barbera fan, but like when it's done well, it's done well. Like I've mentioned before how I really like the Mystery Incorporated rendition of Scooby-Doo. That was really well done.
Yeah, no, of course, like if it's a quality thing and it's done right. I mean, like what we talked about Zombie Island not that long ago. Like that's a quality Scooby-Doo movie. The live action Scooby-Doo movies they did. Only ever saw the first one, but I like that one a lot. I heard the second one's okay too.
Yeah, Monsters Unleashed is just like, eh. But yeah, I mean, this looks fun. I like that they kind of like showing how everyone meets. Kind of shows everyone like young. It's making it very aware that it's also owned by Warner Brothers, since Daphne has a Wonder Woman costume. But I don't know. I think it looks fun. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Kyle, what do you think?
It looks alright.
Glowing review from Mr. Kyle. Another movie. Well, sorry. I thought I had a segue. I didn't. So a movie I don't think needs to exist, but at the same time looks kind of interesting is they're making a third SpongeBob movie. And it's gonna be all CG animated this time, except it kind of looks like stop motion a little bit. It's kind of weird, but also like looks kind of nice. I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, this definitely only came about because, unfortunately, Steven Hillenburg passed not that long ago.
Man,
and Nickelodeon just greenlit just tons and tons of like.
I hate that story where it's like Steven Hillenburg was so against the Camp Coral spinoff of SpongeBob, like him as a kid at camp and stuff, and like the minute he died, they greenlit that.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, kick a guy while he's down.
Hey, though, I mean, to the movie's credit, like the visual style of it, like I think it looks really good. Like,
yeah,
that's something about all three of the SpongeBob movies so far, is that they've all definitely had their own style to them. They none of them really looked like each other. You had the first.
I mean, it's kind of funny because you got the first movie that's all 2D animated, and you got the second movie that's like 80% 2D animated, and the last like 20 minutes are in CG, half live action, and now we're just going full CG with this one.
Yeah, but even then, the CG in the second one they did isn't like the CG they have in this one. This one's more stylized to look like the actual the style of the show. Done it kind of like Captain Underpants,
yeah, a little bit.
In a way.
And I do want to give credit to mostly just SpongeBob in general, that since the PlayStation 2 era, they found a way to translate SpongeBob and the characters to 3D like really well. Like they got SpongeBob's 3D look down down pat. So good for them.
Yeah, no, that's fortunately one of the things that, a lot of other 2D characters don't translate to a 3D so well, and it's good that they were able to get out of it okay.
Right.
Like The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, like The Simpsons.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, SpongeBob looks fine. It looks like modern SpongeBob in terms of writing. Which I have not watched a new episode of SpongeBob in probably like almost 15 years.
You watched the birthday special.
We did watch. Okay, yeah, I take that back. We did watch the birthday special, and I was taken aback then of how much it's changed. Yeah, the birthday special and the second movie are the most recent SpongeBob things I've seen. So I guess I'm curious about this new movie. I think it's got a good style going in. I'm interested in the whole Hanna-Barbera tie-in thing. So I mean, I'm curious.
Wait, the what tie-in?
The Hanna-Barbera tie-ins
to SpongeBob.
Why the fuck did I think I was trying to Scooby-Doo for?
Yeah,
Sorry.
We switched gears, JD.
God, I'm so sorry. It's 12:30 here. I had a long day at work and tired. Sorry. No. I think it's because I had all this Scoob stuff still up on my browser.
Sure.
But no, SpongeBob looks good. I'm weary about, it just being modern SpongeBob, but the style's got me interested at least.
I'm wondering about, because this is supposed to be sort of like the kickoff to the actual Camp Coral like show that they're. Well, that's the other thing too, is that now I'm hearing stuff that it's not supposed to be a whole show. I think maybe it's a mini series or something.
Yeah, last I heard it was a mini series.
Well, either way, I don't know that that's still totally necessary, but
yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, Kyle, do you have feelings either way on SpongeBob?
Nah, it's probably gonna be garbage.
Well said. Speaking of total garbage, why are they making another Minions movie?
You know why they're making another Minions movie.
I know why they're
Those
making
Facebook moms need to hear Banana again.
I know why they're making it. It's more of a ethical why. Yeah, they're making another Minions movie, everybody. Surprise, surprise. This one is called The Rise of Gru, so I assume it's like to bridge the gap between the Minions movies and the Despicable Me movies, because we needed that, apparently.
Got to deepen that Despicable Me lore.
Yeah. I still, as brilliant as Sergio Pablos is as an animator, I still blame him for this mess.
Right, because he created he didn't direct the first movie, but he created the characters and stuff. We talked about that when we were talking about Klaus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, did you want to say something? I thought I heard you edging in.
Did I?
I don't know. I might be hearing phantom sounds. I'm probably going crazy.
I think it's there.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this is also being put out by Illumination, a studio I have had no problem expressing how much I don't care for their films.
Yeah, we definitely talked a lot about that on the Grinch episode.
Yeah, I've literally watched the first Despicable Me. I watched the Lorax, I watched the Grinch, I've seen the first Secret Life of Pets, and I've seen Sing. I refuse to watch the Minion movies, and I haven't bothered to watch the other Despicable Me movies. So
what you're saying is they probably won't. The audience out there is not going to be able to look forward to a show on Minions: Rise of Gru.
I mean, if you guys want to review it, be my guest, but I will not be here for it. You know the code to get the robot to record you people. You can send it to me. I'll edit it together.
I wasn't. I mentioned on the Grinch episode that the Grinch one was the first Illumination movie I'd seen, and I don't know that I need to see any other Illumination movies. Like literally until that Mario movie comes out, if it ever comes out, that'll probably be the next one I see. Like,
and honestly, that's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
So despite the Disney Fox merger, and being taken off the schedule and re-put back on the schedule, Bob's Burgers is still making a movie this year.
Despite not having a trailer or any production artwork.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in July, and we haven't seen anything from it. Like, we literally have a release date for July.
Pretty crazy that we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, which it's I don't know. I like Bob's Burgers. Like, I think it's like almost 10 seasons in, and I think it's like maintained quality for the most of part. So if they can find a way to make a big screen adaptation out of that show, I mean, good for them. I'll go watch it. Or this could be another Simpsons movie situation.
Hopefully not.
Bob's Burger also didn't wait like 20 years to make a movie. So they got that going for them.
It sure does.
Yeah.
I haven't really I haven't watched like a lot of the newer Bob's Burgers. I've seen like the first 3-4 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, just from what I've heard, other people say, like, it's still kept up its quality pretty well. So Yeah, I'll definitely check out that movie. When it comes out, it's I think it's supposed to be like a whole musical, right?
I think so. Which all their songs are ridiculous. So as much as I really don't like musicals, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But we literally have no more information about it.
You don't have like a plot or like any sort of like even just a single.
No, we know next to nothing about it other than that it exists. So look forward to that review in July, everybody, if it does indeed come out.
I'm guessing it's not coming out this year.
I mean, push it back? It'll probably be a New Mutant situation where we'll sit on it for 2 years.
God, we just got another trailer for that yesterday or today.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I literally only watched the first trailer they put out, and I'm like, that's weird. It's got that kid from Stranger Things and that kid from Game of Thrones, and they're both in this movie, and that's literally what I took away from it.
Right.
But now it's Disney's turn.
Again.
I still like to differ, even though they're more or less the same thing now. I like to still differentiate Pixar and Disney for my own sanity.
Yeah, but this one's also Pixar.
No, Soul's been put out by Disney, like Disney proper. I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
Un momento, por favor.
Pretty sure that we were just talking about Pixar putting out 2 movies this year.
JK, it is put out by Pixar. Again, people, I'm tired. What the fuck is Disney? Is Disney taking a year off?
They're not. Well, they own Pixar. These are their 2 movies.
No, like Disney Animation Studio and Pixar Animation Studios are 2 separate. Well,
no, I know, but they own the damn studio. Well,
they do.
If that Raya and the Last Dragon ends up coming out this year, then that'd be it. But like Kyle was saying, I think it got delayed again. So I don't know. Maybe they don't have one from the straight animation studio. Who knows?
Is going to be their movie since it's owned by Blue Sky.
Yeah, but that came out. That came out in December.
Oh yeah, huh? It shows nothing. Nothing is on the list. It just shows Frozen 2 and Spies in the Sky.
Oh. I love that the list of Disney theatrical animated features now has to include Blue Sky. Of course, it also includes Strange Magic from Lucasfilm.
Oh yeah, they own Lucasfilm too.
Yeah. Well, it also includes DuckTales the movie, so I don't know. But okay, so yeah, Soul.
The movie that everyone was pissed off about because it has a black person turning into something.
See, I liked where it was going before they did the whole existential thing. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with the story of this jazz player, really getting into it and like learning to love jazz. Like, I understand it's probably not the best thing for a kids movie because they need colorfully animated anthropomorphic characters, but like, I don't know. I like the setup to the trailer of this guy. He's playing in a jazz band and like he gets he's getting into it, and like I genuinely found that interesting. But then he like goes into the own recesses of his soul and turns into a weird Inside Out character.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it has. I'm hoping they're not going to retread on too much of the stuff that they kind of explored with Inside Out. I imagine they won't. Pixar's pretty good about exploring a bunch of different like themes in their movies and not totally covering the same stuff like more than they do sequels to the movies and stuff, but anytime they do like an original property again, it's pretty varied. I liked the look of what we saw. There is the legitimate concern of people saying like they have a black man as like the main character and they're turning him into like an anthropomorphized like little soul character, and it's kind of like with the Disney's Princess and the Frog, they did the same thing there. They had a black lead who turned into a frog for most of the movie.
Spies in Disguise is literally that.
Yeah, but that's Disney bought that studio and they made that movie. That's not entirely their fault. But Disney has a history of doing it plenty of other times. That was just recent memory. But the thing is also we don't know jack about this movie. We only know what we saw in the trailer, and we don't know much from the trailer that we saw.
And that's what I wanted to say, is that I need to see a more fleshed out trailer than like the teaser trailer we have now, because right now all that's being shown to me is like, hey, this guy has some kind of accident that makes him go into like the depths of his soul to become this soul character. I need to know if like that's going to be like the entire focus of the movie, or what, if it's going to be like a back and forth kind of thing. I just need more information to like properly assess this. But
the best case scenario, it's like a back and forth thing.
Yeah, and if that's the case, that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's just like I said, the teaser trailer really got me hooked in with its premise, and then like immediately deflated all of my my excitement for it at the end there. So yeah, I guess we'll see how Pixar dukes it out this year and see which one ends up being the better.
Which one ends up winning the Academy Award for Best Animated?
Yeah. Though knowing the Academy, they'll probably just nominate both of them, because unless Disney actually puts a movie out this year.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, fuck it, both of them.
They both win. They're co-winners.
Yeah, just give all the. We're just gonna just.
Congratulations, Disney! You got the Best Disney Animated Movie Award.
You know what? Let's just make a category for Disney. That way we can. There's like Best Disney Animated Film, and Disney could just be in its own little category. It'll be like that category at the Game Awards where it was just all Nintendo games.
The family games.
Yeah, we'll just make that, but for Disney, and Disney can have its own little category, and then all the other animated films can go into the actual Best Animated Film category. Not to say that Disney isn't deserving of some of those awards, but there's a lot that could have went to other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our last two movies are kind of like the Bob's Burgers movies, since that we only know that they're coming out. We don't know dick all about them. So I'm just gonna kind of lump them in together here. Dreamworks is apparently making a sequel to The Croods, which I really like the first one. I've never seen any of the Netflix animated show. I don't know if Chris Sanders is going to come back or not. And then apparently there's going to be, a live action CG hybrid movie of Tom and Jerry coming out next Christmas. Yeah.
Not much to talk about, really. I mean,
so basically my base opinions here. I hope that like Croods was one of those DreamWorks movies that like surprised me. Like it looked stupid going in, but when I actually watched it, like, this is a really good movie actually. And I'm hoping that if they are going to make a sequel to The Croods, it turns into a Dragons situation where like, this is going to be one of the DreamWorks movies that's actually really good, and maintains consistency through its sequels. But on the other hand, just the mention of a live action CG hybrid Tom and Jerry movie, just like no part of me can muster up excitement for something like that.
There were people really clamoring for a theatrical Tom and Jerry movie again. We got one in '92. I think that was theatrically released.
I mean, we all saw what happened when they did it to Yogi Bear just a couple years ago. Do we need to go through that again?
I guess so.
I guess we need to pay for our sins.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is making us pay for letting Australia burn, I guess. That's a real horrible thing that's going on. Yeah, just I even if I see it, like I can't imagine seeing a trailer for this Tom and Jerry movie is going to make me want to see it.
So here's a question.
I might have an answer
regarding The Croods. I never saw the first one. I know that they had the animated show. I know that DreamWorks,
I think it's still going.
DreamWorks has been doing animated shows for a lot of their properties. Like they're in the middle of doing Croods. They did Home. Now they did one for How to Train Your Dragon as well, right? That wasn't on Netflix, but that was like on was it Cartoon Network?
Oh, okay. So yes, most DreamWorks movies nowadays will get a Netflix adaptation. Dragons was on Cartoon Network for a while. It moved to Netflix for like the last couple seasons, I think. But yeah, Home has one. The Croods has one. Boss Baby has one.
Oh right.
What was Trolls has one.
Okay, so anyway, what I was gonna ask was, because we really only have dragons to go off of, and JD, I know that you're kind of into that franchise. Did you watch the show and like the most recent movies and everything?
I've watched the main 3 movies, but I have not watched like any of the specials or the TV show. I had a friend who was watching the TV show for a while, and he said it was, all right.
Well, okay. So the thing I was going to ask was if the TV shows had any sort of continuity with the. Yes,
my understanding,
because I know that they did the Crude show, but I think that's a prequel to the first movie.
I honestly have no idea. My understanding is none like the Captain Underpants Netflix show has literally nothing to do with the movie. Like there's, as far as I remember, there's no references to the movie. So my understanding is the movies and the shows are their own separate things. Obviously I've never watched Home or Boss Baby or their subsequent shows, so I can't really confirm that 100%, but at least from my experience, no, they're their own separate things.
Okay. That was literally my only thing about Cruise I was wondering about, because I've never seen the movie either.
It's a good one. It's got some interesting creature design in it.
I was kind of interested in checking it out because Chris Sanders is involved in it, and he did Lilo and Stitch, and that's one of my favorite Disney movies. But
so it's got a lot of Chris Sanders monster design, which is cool. Good.
Yeah. But then the Tom and Jerry stuff, I literally don't have much of an opinion on it until we see anything about it. Like,
right. Kyle, do you have opinions on either of these?
I don't know. They're fucking awful TV shows.
All right, then.
Well,
they're just continuations of the shows without the people. I mean, did we really need a Monsters vs. Aliens TV show? Did we really?
I forgot about that.
Did we really need a Kung Fu Panda TV show? Did that really?
That's still going. Like it moved from Netflix, and now I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, but did that really tread any new waters? Did that tell any new stories that the movies didn't?
I didn't watch them.
Okay, yeah. I thought first. I kind of misinterpreted what you were saying, and I thought you were saying like the original Tom and Jerry cartoons were shitty. But
how dare you? Tex Avery or whoever.
Chuck Jones ones are good.
No, I mean, I'm not saying they're all great, but I'm just saying that there's a lot.
I feel like I'm in the minority here. I don't like Chuck Jones's designs for Tom and Jerry. I feel like they're too stiff, I guess is the word I'd use.
I hear you. Yeah. I'm kind of in this similar camp too. I do like Chuck Jones's work, but like mostly kind of like what he did for The Grinch and Dover Boys and stuff.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, Chuck Jones is a master, and like I love his stuff with like Looney Tunes and stuff. But I just don't think like he was a good fit for Tom and Jerry. Now, when
Grinch is literally a reused model of Tom.
And that's fine, and you could reuse it for something better. That's great. I just didn't. Anytime that they were doing like Tom and Jerry Marathon Network back in the 90s, anytime they would show the Chuck Jones shorts, I'm like, well, where are the older ones? And not like the original ones where like Tom had a more like rounded head and he looked like an actual cat.
Right.
I'm definitely kind of like that middling design period.
The worst are the DH era. And those are the Russian ones that are fucking awful.
I don't think I've seen those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. They're the ones that always have a fucking angry man as his owner, and it has a really awful art style. If you want to talk about shitty Tom and Jerry shorts, those are the ones that you would talk about, not the Chuck Jones ones.
Maybe. Is there anything you guys can think of that we may have missed that you'd want to talk about, or
talk about how much you love Digimon, JD?
I do love Digimon. I was disappointed by the ending of Try, but they're making another one that continues off from the ending of Try, so who knows? But this is the last one, we swear, this time.
It's just going to end up being like Evangelion, and they're just going to keep on doing movies.
You know what? I could see it. I could see him doing it. But no, they're like, they made this big deal about Try, and then they're like, this movie is like, no, this is the last one we're doing with like the original team and whatever. Last time, guys, we swear. I don't know. I'll watch it. It looks like Digiman's. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys. There's our rundown of the 2020 movies. If there's anything we did miss and you're excited about, let us know about it in the comments. And hey, if it looks interesting, maybe we'll review it whenever it comes out. I think Kyle might have died. Rest in peace, Kyle. Yep. So we will be back again next week with something else. But happy 2020, everybody. I know it's literally on fire right now and everything's going on the toilet, but remain hopeful. It'll get better, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Yay, Kyle's not dead. Woo.
Thanks for listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the show. Join our Discord to chat with us, and subscribe to our Patreon for some cool bonuses. Links are in the description. We'll see you next time.